Friends, Brian here. And as I've said before, I'm not an exercise scientist. I am just a guy who's done some crazy stuff in the gym over the years. In my early 50s, new phase of training. Just want to discuss stuff, pass on any knowledge I may or may not have. Choose and use at your own discretion. Again, disclaimer, anytime you want to try a new training program, take up physical exercise, partake in a different diet or supplements or other things, consult your local physician first. We're just talking here. That's all we're doing. We're just talking. Okay? Two guys talking, or maybe two guys and a woman, or two women and a guy. I don't know. Okay? Get your mind out of the gutter. So, I like to refer to myself as the dad bod killer because I had a dad bod and it sucked. I had some issues with my weight as an adult. But I had an issue back in 2022. I got very sick with what was going around the world. We're not going to get into conspiracy theories here. And I had some other side illnesses from it. My weight ballooned to 340 pounds. For those of you wondering, I'm just under 6 feet. I'm 5 feet 11. Here I was, June of 2023, going, oh my God, I'm almost 350 pounds and I am turning 50 in 2 months. Do something, you're going to die. So, I don't care what anyone says. I know it's important. You know, we give each other a lot of love, respect, understanding. But being overweight like that, it sucks. It sucks. And it really kills the quality of your life. So thankfully, I had a long background in lifting, understanding diet, nutrition, and I was able to get rid of the weight very quickly. I think, what did I do? It was like I lost 70 pounds or 80 pounds in 6 months or something. This is how I did it. And these are the tips I'm going to give you. Number one, do resistance training. I've been around a long time, probably too long. But I hear the stupidest things from people all the time. You know, I had an old mentor of mine many years ago. He said, if the world would just learn to shut up when they don't know what they're talking about, we'd live in a better world. Maybe some of you are thinking, Brian, maybe you should just shut up. I don't think that. That's not very nice. But when it comes to working out, not everyone does it, but everybody has an opinion. And they should just shut the hell up. But I hear a lot of things when it comes to going to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym because people will laugh at me. I don't want to go to the gym because I'm going to be judged. I don't know. Yeah, you might get a few a-holes in every gym or a gym here and there, but most of the people look at other people coming in going, hey, good for you. I don't want to get too big. When people say that to me, I say, hey, well, just start going to the gym first. And if you find you're getting too big, then we'll worry about it. Okay? I don't want to be muscle bound. Okay. You hear all kinds of crazy stuff, but the reality is resistance training is very good for you. They say that your muscle, as you age, is your metabolic currency. It's good for your body. It's good for your hormones. It's good for your good hormones, which we're losing as we're aging. If you're type 2, if you're overweight, it is good because it helps your body absorb glucose and sugar better. Glucose, sugar, same thing, whatever. You say tomato, I say tomato. There's a lot of benefits in resistance training. And you know what? Putting on some muscle, a lot of people are like, I need to lose weight. Well, if you're built like a pear and you lose 20 pounds, you're just a smaller pear. If you want the body, you got to lift. Yes, when you're older, it changes. I don't do the crazy stuff I used to. I don't go for PRs. I don't go like, what's my 1 rep max today? That's when you can get into trouble. Those years are behind me and I'm okay with that. For the most part, my rule of thumb is I do a lot of warming up and I very rarely go under 12 reps and I have to do the weight with good form. Resistance training has so many benefits. If you want to lose weight, start going to the gym or start working out and start educating yourself about resistance training. And also be aware that muscle is metabolically active. It takes calories to exist. So if you have another 5 pounds of muscle on your body, you're going to be burning that many more calories every day. For me to lose fat as quick and as most effective as possible, I like to get up early in the morning and go do my workouts fasted. In doing this, I find there's a few benefits. Number one, when you go to the gym early, like I do at 4 in the morning, usually there's never anyone there. Now, I live pretty remote. I avoid people like the plague. Except YouTube, of course. But I know for people that are busy in commercial gyms in the bigger towns, bigger cities, There's a lot of 24-hour gyms out there. So when you go in at an early hour, more machines, more equipment are free. You can get your workout in, get out with any stress. I found when I would work out later on in the day or later on in the evening, it really messed up my sleeping. I think this might have to do with my cortisol curve. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Cortisol is at its highest in the morning. It's what wakes you up and gets you up out of bed. And then as the day goes on, your cortisol comes down. But I think when you go into the gym later on in the day, it starts ramping your cortisol back up. I like to work with my hormones, not against them. And I have found for me that getting up earlier and going to the gym, I burn fat a lot quicker. Cardio. I see a lot of people, they don't know what they're doing. They'll do their cardio first, then go in and lift. I don't. And you'll find a lot of people who've had a lot of success with changing their bodies. They go in, they warm up, they do their workouts, and then they do their cardio at the end of their workout, not at the beginning. So you don't want to burn all the glycogen or the energy in your muscles before you go in and lift. You want to go in and lift, be at your strongest, because a lot of people, they'll do their cardio first and they'll go in the gym and be like, oh, how come I don't feel as strong? I feel tired. My muscles just aren't. No. Do your lifting first, then do your cardio after. I also like to vary my cardio a lot between different machines. Maybe I'll do steady state, maybe more high intensity interval training to mix my body up. You know, your body likes to hold on to fat. The more fat you lose, the harder it is to lose fat. I like to keep my body guessing. My diet, of course. Calories are important, but a lot of people will argue, is a calorie just a calorie? Well, if you eat 2,000 calories a day of grilled chicken and broccoli, and I eat 2,000 calories a day of chocolate syrup and vanilla ice cream, who do you think is going to be built better? I don't know. Think about it. You want to have the most nutrients in the calories that you are eating. So I use MyFitnessPal to track my caloric intake. I found it's really helped me a lot. And I increase my protein. A lot. There's a lot of different guidelines about how much you should eat. But as someone who is training hard and growing, they say 1 gram of protein, and this is just a general guideline. Some people might say 0.8. Some people might say 1.5 grams of protein per lean pound of body weight. So if you're a 300-pound man, there's a good chance you're not at 0% body fat. Whatever your body is, without all the fat on it, so maybe if you go get your body fat checked, your lean body mass is 190 pounds, well, you should be eating 190 grams of protein. If you're training hard and trying to grow, someone keeps texting me. If you're training hard and you're trying to go, I'd probably eat a little more than that. That's just a general guideline. But I crank up my protein when I'm losing fat. Carbs. I don't run from carbs, but I'm very mindful of what I'm eating and when I'm eating. Usually I have my heavier carbs right after my morning workout and my first meal of the day. And then as the day goes on, I'm eating less and less carbs. Normally I eat low glycemic green vegetables with my protein as the day goes on. The cheat meal, folks. So if you're someone like me, hey, in life, I was never into drinking. I was never into recreational drugs. My thing was food, and something I'm always going to have to be careful of since I've been heavy a few times as an adult. But if you allow yourself one cheat meal every week and you're working hard and eating really good, I think it's good for a few reasons. It's a little kick to your metabolism. It's also giving you a little bit of a reward for undergoing the stress of having a much more rigid diet. But I think you got to be smart about it. Make it count. Don't just get a bag of chips and dip or go to a crappy restaurant just for the sake of eating junk. Go to a good place. Go to a good burger and fry place. Go to a good sushi place. Have your cheat meal. Enjoy it. Have a diet drink. We don't drink calories here. We don't drink sugar. Very bad. And do it earlier in the day. So have your cheat meal at noon or 1 o'clock and then plan to be out walking. Maybe go to the park, get a good pair of walking shoes, go to the mall and start walking after you have your cheat meal. That being said, we do avoid sugar. For me, I've always been a sweetaholic. I love sweets. I could not worry about the salty stuff. I love sweets. But man, when I get on that crazy insulin roller coaster ride and my blood sugar up and down, the fat comes back and more very quickly. It's very important. Yes, allow yourself a cheat meal, but don't have sugar. You might want to look into some replacements. There's some good protein products out there, some good protein bars. I'm going to have recipes on this channel for things that I have for a little treat, but I'm not getting the sugar. No Sugar, especially if you've been overweight, no sugar. Now, if you're aging, meaning if you're over 35 and you've maybe had some weight issues or maybe you haven't, go get your hormone levels checked. It's very important. Okay. There's something which I refer to as the hormonal wall. Okay. I've known people in their 40s and 50s who kill themselves with exercise, with diet, eating almost next to nothing. They'll do marathons and then they'll say, no, I'm going to go to this personal trainer and start lifting again, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But then they're like, I'm not getting the body I want. I'm not losing the fat. The effort I'm putting in is not commensurate with the end result. And I'll say to them, did you get your hormone levels checked? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Well, maybe you're deficient in something. Maybe your hormones are not balanced. Maybe they're out of whack. Maybe they need to be balanced. Maybe you need to go on hormone replacement therapy for something. When you get older, shit happens, man. So if you're not interested in doing that, just be okay with the results you might get. You're going to have a lot of difficulty going up against that. I call it the hormonal wall, but to each their own. Get your hormone levels checked. Get a good doctor. Say, hey, I want a hormonal blood panel test done. Check my testosterone. It has to be free and total testosterone. Check your estrogen and check your progesterone. See where everything is. You heard it here first, my friends. Don't be stupid with the scale. Weigh yourself once a week or even better, every 2 weeks. A lot happens with your body when you start doing the changes. And I gotta tell you guys, especially ladies, this is a female thing. Women will step on the scale every day and start panicking, creating extra stress. Stress is bad, very, very bad. We don't want that when we're trying to lose weight. The scale is one of many tools that we use. In fact, if I had my way, I'd say just step on the scale once a month. Because as they say, for women especially, their body weight can vary, 10 pounds a day, depending on fluid levels and everything, depending on where they are in their hormonal cycles. It takes time for your body to adjust. Don't just go by the scale. Are you feeling stronger in the gym? Are you sleeping better? Are you feeling better? Are the clothes starting to be more loose? Are you noticing your pants are getting loose around your waist? There's a lot of different things to go by. That's one of the biggest things I see people do. And I just shake my head. I'm just like, chill, bro. Chill. Your attitude. Have a positive attitude. Be positive. I know that sounds cheesy and it's just one of those annoying guru things that you want to slap someone upside the head if they say that, but it's very true. Your body responds to the commands that your brain gives it. So if you're constantly thinking, oh, this is impossible, I don't want to go to the gym today, I'm not happy with my results, what I did was I said, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to see it through. I stayed positive for the whole journey. Fix your life, friends. Fix your life. Because if your life is a disaster, if you're in a disordered relationship, if you're at a relationship where at home it's constant fighting, tension, you're not going to get in shape, my friends. I'm sorry. You have to step back and look at your life and say, okay, am I happy? What stresses can I control? What I cannot control? Because if you're under chronic stress, I'm sorry, you're not going to get in shape. And if you're in a really bad relationship, hello, believe me, I know it's hard, but take the steps to get out of it. You will thank me down the road and say, Brian, I didn't find your jokes very funny, but that was some darn good advice. I'm getting jacked now. Get more active on weekends, friends. One of the things that I did is I like to do trail walking. When I go trail walking, I put in some music that I like. I get out with nature. There is something to do with nature, folks. Okay, I get out in nature, I walk, I think. It's almost like a deep meditation. Some magic happens. I find it de-stresses me. And we know stress is the enemy when you're trying to lose body fat. Very, very important. Get out in nature. Do something that you like. As I said, for me, love getting out in nature, and I love doing my trail walks. They were very, very good for me. And over the course of losing all that weight, I did a lot of walking. Invest in a good pair of walking shoes as well. Last but not least, folks, flush negative people out of your life. I could go on at length on this in a long video, but there are some life-sucking people out there. If there's people out there that are stressing you out, putting you in a bad mood, are always criticizing you and trying to discourage you from improving yourself and your health, you might want to really think if you want them around in your life, friends. Again, like getting out of a really bad relationship, it could be hard, but you know what? At the very least, minimize your time around them because, hey, they don't care for your benefit if they're going to be like that. So fuck them. So what do you guys think? That is what I did to lose all that weight at 50 years old. Do you have a weight loss story that you would like to tell? Comment below. If you would like to contact me about this to talk more, maybe you're struggling with weight, food addiction, contact me at Middle Age Mind and Muscle. Set up a Zoom appointment. Make sure to write subscriber in the title so you will get a discount. And let's talk. I can help you. This is Brian. Friends, let's kill the dad bods. Let's be better. See you next time.